Hey there, trader friend and friends. Welcome back to the channel. There are a couple things I want to share with you today. I have a number of trades I want to show you. Lots of trades, actually. We're going to get to that in just a moment. But the first two things that I want to share with you is you may not have heard yet, but we have actually opened up lifetime premium membership. So make sure you get on over to the website, binarymasterclass.com. Get in there. And premium membership for life, you only pay once and you get access to all of the trading room sessions and the coaching and the membership and the community and the training. Everything is all in there. So that's really, really great. The next thing is that a little ways through this video, I'm going to share with you exactly what you can do to ensure that you do not get manipulated by any broker out there. There's a trade that very much looks like it could be manipulation, and I'm going to show you precisely what you do to make sure you do not get stuck in that. Okay, so we got lots of trades to go through. Let's just jump right in and have some fun. Okay, so here we go. We've got these trades here. The first one is the Euro Franc. I got into a put here and then I started looking at it and realized I had actually made a mistake. You can see the chart down here in the bottom left. That's me during the trading room. You see me moving my mouse around there and you can see that higher low that occurred just before that resistance. Caused me to absolutely not like this trade. It was an actual mistake getting into that trade, so I just completely dumped the Euro Franc, didn't even worry about getting back into it. I did move over to the Aussie CAD and get into a call here. I did like this trade pretty well. And so I'm in a second entry here and it's going all around this, but then ultimately it does come up and get me in for that win. Okay, for the next trade here, we have the Aussie Franc, and I am in a call here on the Aussie Franc. Can't really see the chart so well because sometimes in the trading room I make that bigger to talk about it and sometimes I don't make it bigger to talk about it, but in the trading room you can always see my charts there and exactly everything that I'm looking at and everything. So I do lose on that trade there. Now we do have that chart bigger there. We can see the Euro Franc. You can see why I got into it. It moved down to one support level and then pretty quickly moved down to the next support level. Ultimately, really liking this trade. You can see it's a nice clear move down to that support. And it's also showing on the fader values, which is a customly written indicator for our trading room. It's also showing nicely oversold there. So as a result, I do decide to get into a third entry. You can see how it's even pushing right past that, which is unfortunate. That is why you want to make sure that your risk is always under control. So I lose that third entry and now I have the decision to make. Do I want to go into recovery mode or not? I do go into recovery mode here, and that means I'm starting my first trade, my next trade with 2% rather than 1. And that's here on the pound Aussie, and I am in a put. And that's looking really, really nice here at this point. I get a very clear, very nice win. The next one, I'm also in recovery mode here in this Euro Pound. I accidentally went back to 1% instead of 2%. So I just double clicked. And you can see that as a result, I had those two strike prices down there on that put. And then it moved up a little bit higher and I really liked where it went. And so I placed another second entry there. And it comes down, I actually lose on the first one and I tie on that second one in those two entries that I had there. You can see how that happened. And then I win quite nicely on that next one. So that actually already moved me out of recovery mode. It already put me back in profit. So that was really, really great. So then I can go on to my pound Aussie. I'm back in a very normal 1% entry on that, which is quite common to do in first entry on binary options. Get a very nice, easy win there. Come over to the Euro Franc. Now the Euro Franc I was quite annoyed with in an earlier session. That was the very first trade that I even talked about, but you can see that it then dropped down quite nicely and then moved up very orderly to this resistance here. And the first entry is going to be a very clear loss. I do get into a second entry And let's see what then happens with that here. It's just staying stuck on my strike price before it shoots up even further. But I do like this trade still quite a lot. There are a lot of things going for it, so I get myself ready for a third entry, and I get into that third entry, and here it is starting to act like how I would expect it to, with a really, really nice drop. And the thing to keep in mind is that sometimes trades just take more time to work themselves out. But look, it starts threatening my strike price, but I do ultimately get in there with that win, so that's really great. And then I come here to this pound Aussie. I'm getting into a call. It's at a pretty nice support level there, but then it just drops way off. Really, really light. It comes down to actually another tiny level in there. So I do get in there for a second. It does look like here my first is actually going to lose. And then very last quarter of a second there, look at that. It actually comes in for the win. And I actually win both that first entry and my second entry. Looks like that is going to win also. And I'm going to come back here to full screen, and this is what I want to show you. That trade right there, if you would have been in that trade and you had won it, you would have been like, yes, awesome, I won last second. But you would never be thinking about market manipulation if you win it. But if you were to be winning that trade and then it comes and you lose in that exact same way, the last minute portion of a second, then you would be yelling at the screen. You'd be all angry saying the pocket option is manipulating the data. You would have no reason to believe otherwise because you were winning, and in that very, very, very last minute portion of a second, you all of a sudden lose, and like, oh, their algorithm is just trying to steal my money. But it's interesting, when you win, you don't say that. You're just like, oh, whew, good, I won. You're not saying, oh, they manipulated it and therefore I won. So how can you know when market manipulation is happening and when it's not happening? And how can you know? If you notice, every single time I have MetaTrader data up here, I always use a MetaTrader chart. That's how I make my trading decisions. And that MetaTrader chart also allows me to see how similarly are the prices moving. How similar is the pocket option data to the MetaTrader data? The thing to keep in mind that's really important is they will never be exactly the same. It's not possible in the Forex world for the data to be exactly the same. I'm not going to go into all the reasons behind that, but it is just the facts. But what you can do is you can see, are they at least moving similarly enough? And if you get a big move that maybe is moving against you and you're only using pocket option data, you have no way to verify that, if it was what the market actually did or if it was pocket option manipulating it. But if you use, for example, MetaTrader, which is completely free, and you can see how your pocket option data is moving and how your MetaTrader data is moving, then if you see that that same move happened in MetaTrader, then you can know nobody was manipulating your trades. You just lost. That's it. That's just the way that goes. I highly encourage you, get MetaTrader and use that. We also have really, really great indicators that you can buy and you can put them on there, and then you can be trading exactly the same way that we are. You don't need that, but it really makes life pretty darn good to have a system that you know is consistently winning. Let's get back into the trading. Let's watch the rest of these and see what happens. All right, so we're in this pound Aussie still, and that is looking like it's going to give us a win. And that's a really, really great win there. I'm very happy with that. We then move on to this euro dollar. We're in a call here on the euro dollar, clearly moving against us. And lots of reasons why I probably should have also not taken this trade, but I just decided to go with it anyway. And I'm like, all right, I like it well enough. And so let's just see what happens. I lose that and I get into an immediate second entry, and that starts really moving in my favor quite nicely, but then has a big drop off. And of course I start freaking out. I'm afraid. I'm thinking I'm going to lose my entire account and the world is going to end. But no, it's just continuing to move in the way that I would want. And I get that nice win there. All right, so we're still in, now we get into another euro dollar, and I'm in a put because the price had moved up quite a ways. I don't have my chart right there, my MetaTrader chart right there to be able to see what's going on. This was actually in between trading sessions that I saw this. I was like, ooh, I really, really like this. So let me just go ahead and take it real quick. And then I got that before then entering into the final trading session of the day. The final trading of the session of the day didn't really have too many trades. We actually kind of even just stopped the session early because we didn't like how the market market was moving anymore. So we got a first entry Aussie CAD call there. It moves against us, and we're in a second entry Aussie CAD. So we can see what happens in the price. We lose that first, and the second entry, it's looking like it's kind of being challenged a bit. And those of us in the trading room, we're looking at this, we're like, we don't really like how the market's moving right now. We get that loss, do take another one, but we're already starting to look around at other currency pairs and look to see, man, is this a good trading day? You know, has the market kind of shifted? And we were really coming to the conclusion that the market had shifted, and we just didn't want to risk that money anymore. So there we do end up getting that win, and then we shut down for the day. So it was a really, really good trading day. You can see the profit that was made there. Lots and lots of trades that did come through. This is what the nice thing about premium membership is, you do get access to all 3 trading sessions. You come into the trading room, we are talking about trades, everything's fully transparent. You know exactly what I'm getting into before I get into it. And you're watching the trades right in front of your own eyes. So it's not like you can even say that I'm manipulating anything or saying I won when I actually didn't, because I think some of you know some of these Telegram groups where it looks like that's what's happening. I really want to encourage you, come into the trading room. Like I said, you can now get premium membership, a lifetime premium membership now. And so get on in there, enjoy, let's make some money together and have some fun. And I will see you in the next video. Bye-bye.